Let's get some dailies done. I'm not that distracted, or maybe I am. Turn on the Bluetooth keyboard. Make sure there's power. Don't forget to do your Hoyo Lab login. Don't forget to do your dailies. Your day you vanish with the star dailies. Oh, a crystal task. Well, that's nice. This man multitasking. Hey, Poppy, how's it going, man? Gel, thanks for the resub. Appreciate it, man. How's my mic volume compared to the music? Music's pretty loud, isn't it? I want the music to be loud for me, but not for you. Terrence, Crix, hello. Not recommended to use time swirl pass on lower floors. Well, the good thing about lower floors is that they consume less time swirl passes. So it really depends on what you're looking to build. If you're looking to build a weapon and you need those fragments, then there's no reason not to use time swirl passes on the lower floors, you know? Because I was looking at it yesterday, and I was like, well, if you need to build a weapon, floor two actually gives a lot of rank one fragments. So I was like, oh, okay. But generally, if you're spending time scroll passes on, floors two through four, it's because you have something specific in mind that you're looking to craft. Generally, I would say spend it on rank five, unless or floor five, unless you specifically are building a weapon or a G1 stigmata. Like niche use stigmata, like Cleo B or something. I still think Cleo B is completely like overpowered though for how much it costs to craft. So just food for thought, I suppose. Terrence, did you eventually get past floor one or stage one on the last abyss? Let me log into Genshin real quick on this phone. This phone is awesome. MG sent me his spare red magic, and so I've been playing on the red magic a lot, just like laying in bed when I wake up in the morning, just clicking through all my dailies. Did Defi play, Terrence? What did your account get past the first stage? The only thing I found out after the fact, and it's not a big deal for me, is like apparently it's not well suited for US carriers. So I moved my SIM over to get past the setup, and then I moved my SIM back to my old phone. So I'm actually using my old phone for phone usage. All right, well that's your homework next time, Terrence, is next time you're in Nirvana, you play your own damn account. Anybody actually remember how Bronya's new pistols or Falcon 19 actually looks like? Because I don't remember anything. Oh, I have the beta client, but not downstairs. But yeah, later when I go upstairs, we can hop on the beta. I think there's been a last minute change, and I think I'm gonna be streaming special stream this time around. I'm capped. I'm capped on resin. That's exactly why I knew I needed to log in. Describe every detail. Are you in the beta right now, Joe? Did you apply for beta? Did you get in on beta? Oh, but it's Monday. Oh, whatever. It's Monday before patch anyways, right? Patch is lit this week, so we're not fighting any bosses anyways. Okay. Well, I did what I need to in Genshin. I condensed two resins. Applied but didn't get in. Exceed, hello. When's the special stream this time? I believe it is this Saturday, January the 8th. Originally it was gonna be UD, and I don't think he posted about it, but I just got word when I opened up Discord this morning that These are wireless, yes. I got these at Best Buy. Well, my mom bought them. My mom bought them for me at Best Buy. I know these are the ones that Adrock Z uses, and then Shengtaki also uses these. But I wanted a wireless headset that actually had a microphone for the downstairs setup, so that I didn't have to wear my old like 10-year-old Turtle Beach X-Force 12s wired, just to have a working microphone. And they're RGB too. They link up to the same software that you can use on all your other Corsair peripherals. The IQ. I had IQ installed because I had a Corsair mouse. But you can control your RGB from that same program. It has equalizer, mic monitoring if you want it. You can toggle that on and off, which is super nice. I like to be able to hear myself when I talk into a mic. Um, I know some people don't actually want to hear themselves, but it's like if you don't hear yourselves, how do you know that your sound is actually going out, you know? Otherwise, like I feel like if I can't hear myself, I just keep raising my voice. Well, it's different, right? It's different if there's latency. Like if you do mic monitoring software through Windows Sound, there will be like 1 millisecond, half a second of delay, and that gets super weird. But when it's like near instantaneously mic monitoring either directly, um, it feels natural to me, you know? You get mad at yourself for talking over yourself. I don't know. It's just I like having mic monitoring, you know? Picks up backup noise as well as static. Yeah, the static is when there's static, that's what I start like trying to troubleshoot. All right, is the cabling bad? All this other stuff. I don't have to worry about that with this headset, but um it also helps because usually I'll have a lot of music and then so I'm talking over the music. So mic monitoring, being able to hear myself over the music is useful. Oh yeah, I have zero cable management upstairs. It's probably a fire hazard. Both upstairs and downstairs. It's just cables everywhere. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. If I recall, this was like a super loose sketch from before, so nothing is like properly refined. I don't like I much prefer painting over drawing when it comes to digital, but that has its problems too. Like I don't sit down and figure out a lot of the line work because I feel like I'd rather just be laying down colors and shapes. But that means that if I don't figure stuff out right away, then I have to come back and fix it later. Okay. Now we need to upres this image. Um, because the original dimensions are super low. 4K? 4K on the height. God, in 4K. Yeah. Okay. Let's make a layer just for Bronya. The Bronya. The other thing I don't like about drawing digitally is that drawing puts more pressure on your wrist than painting does. Because painting, I can hold the stylus a little bit different. Drawing, you can do this. This is more like the classical art school grip, but it's not. I don't know. It's good for. I guess you can do it. It's healthier for your wrists to do it this way. Neo Fred, hello. Thank you for the Prime resub. I appreciate it. I don't think her weapon actually had that long of a barrel, right? It looks more like a Halo plasma rifle because it's like one of those like top and bottom things. Anyways, we'll just leave a shape here and that'll be like a placeholder. I'll just go back later and figure everything out once we actually look at proper reference. Today we're just kind of establishing base layers again and whatnot, refining the original quick sketch. Yeah, that's what I remember. It's like it's not that long. It's very different compared to like how uh Key of Radiance was. You know, maybe I could actually pull it up on the phone, right? Play the prologue, APHO2 prologue on my phone. I wish you know how you can look at the different outfits in Honkai? I wish they gave you like alternate poses too, like with the weapons. I think that would be really neat. Way before that. Way before that, yeah. How long have I been drawing? I've been drawing since probably, like, seriously, since probably middle school. I've been doing a lot before then too, but it was never, it was always just kind of like, oh, my parents want me to go take this drawing class because one of their, the family friends that we know from church, uh, was a painter and an art professor. Um, she used to teach here at VCU, and then she went back to Shanghai. But yeah, I used to read this webcomic back in like the mid 2000s, early 2000s called Mega Tokyo. It's still running. The artist is still producing it. For a while, they were able to basically full time with that webcomic, but I guess in recent market conditions and whatnot, and because it's such an old webcomic, I think he started working a day job in addition to working on the webcomic. But yeah, Mega Tokyo is still around. Um, but that's around when I started getting super serious into art. Because I remember I was reading Mega Tokyo, and then I also this was way back in the pre World of Warcraft days, right? I remember looking at the Blizzard website from back then, and I was like, they had this job listing for concept artists, and I was like, oh, that's a real job. Back then, a lot of people who were influenced by Blizzard art style, a lot of us were big Samwise Didier fans. I'm a big Samwise Didier fan, you know. So I spent a lot of time learning how to draw big spiky shoulder pads. I got so good at big shoulder pads. Boy, I tell you what. So when it came time to graduate from high school, and all throughout high school, I was taking art classes and all that. Uh, but you know how it is. High school art doesn't really teach you anything. Basically, it's just a place to either like continue practicing what you're learning outside of high school art classes, or you know whatever. Um, I went to art school. My dad was straight up like, I'm not paying for you to go to art school. So I'm like, okay. So I got a scholarship. At that point, he was like, oh, okay, fine. And straight up, when it came to college applications, I was like, there's only one school, and that's VCU because it's local and it's the number one public art school. Um, Hold on, I'm gonna find my own reference thread. So the biggest reason I make artist reference threads on Twitter for CN betas is so that I can go back for myself and look up the reference threads, so I don't have to look through my own archive of like current screenshots. I'm gonna quote, retweet, dunk myself. Let's go take a look at these. Study the portrait of De Bronya. Yeah, Big Bronya with Sinha behind. Yep. Hey Shuba, what's up, man? I think I think a year one rehaul overhaul of like older characters would actually be good. Or how do I let me rephrase that. An overhaul of year one characters would be really good for Genshin. Dual pistols, dual crossbow, pistol crossbows, like Diablo 3 Demon Hunter. Stop this nonsense. Well, I'm glad I actually looked up my screenshots because this whole shoulder pad is wrong. So, talking about being really good at drawing shoulder pads, I want to talk about when you're drawing giant fantasy shoulder pads, it's all about controlling the shape language. Now, for a general statement regarding any type of design, like it's all about controlling shape language either within the layout or within the sub elements, right? Shape design, all right? Is it a big blocky shape? Is it an organic shape? Different shape creates different feelings for the viewer. Oh, who dat? Zetsu bro, thank you for the raid. We're doing art right now. Thank you for the resub, Zetsu bro. It is indeed Big Bronya. Big Bronya with Shinhe. This is what you put all your community channel points into. This is Community Art Challenge Season 5. I'm not gonna lie though, I do have an itch to load up World of Warcraft again. I don't even know if I want to do too much grinding. I just want to be in the space, right? I just want to be in the space. Um, I've been doing a little bit of Final Fantasy 11 on and off stream. We finished Heavensward, right? So I'm doing the post Heavensward stuff, and it's a lot of reading, and I'm skimming through a lot of it while doing other stuff, like watching Netflix or one catching up on that One Piece side quest marathon. Um, I finally started the Zoe arc. Uh, it's kind of weird. I skipped the filler arc. I skipped the Silver Mine filler arc right after Dressrosa. Zoe is Pog. Okay, good. I'm glad because I know it's gonna drag out a long time because that's just the nature of that shonen genre, right? They have to drag it out because of the story progression at the time, since they're using a different source. They're using the manga as source material, so they need the manga to like space ahead. So I know as far as like pure episodes go, it's gonna drag out. But I'm glad that you say that that arc is Pog, because that means that I'm gonna actually look forward to it, and I will probably start skipping ahead aggressively depending on the episode too. Um, I watched Naruto the last night as well because I had never actually seen it. Like I knew what goes on in it, but I had actually not watched it before. It was quite good. There's so much effort and attention that went into like the individual fight scenes, but it's always like the fights with the small fry, the filler fights. What else? I caught up on Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai season 4 was pretty freaking good. Yeah, imagine if Sarah's Q didn't snapshot. Imagine if Sarah's E didn't require you to charge attack after. Imagine if Bennett's C6 was just different. It was just not infusion. Like, imagine if Bennett's E infused his own attacks for like, I don't know, like 3 seconds. Uh, and imagine if Bennett's C6Q just didn't infuse within the AoE, you know? Imagine if every archer's charge attack just gave them more arrows. That would just make all the archers, like, by default, just more fun to play. I don't know. Like, they more or less are able to just get away with it because, again, like Shiba always reminds us, there's no enforced super hard content. Yeah, you can see, like, using this grip, my control is just not as good, so I have to go to the wrist. But doing this angle for hours, or even like a few minutes, is really not good. Huh. Hikari. I need a drawing gauntlet for tablets. I have one upstairs. I just don't use it because it feels weird to use. But ideally is like, if I just use this grip, right? I could just use this grip for actual like fine drawing. But you don't because that grip is more for wide motion gestural drawing, generally speaking, laying down broad strokes and big shapes. It also doesn't help that I'm like super sideways, huh? Timido fan art? No, I haven't drawn Timido. I don't know if I will. I find her design to be a little bit uh too excessive. If you know what I mean, and I'm sure you do. She's fun to play. Wait, which Timido fan art was there? Do I even want to see this? Hey, Kaidi, can you post the link to my Discord and art sharing too? The NSFW art sharing, if it's NSFW. Oh God. Oh man. Skates combat is so much fun. Good. I'm glad it's fun. How's the platforming? I love this song. This is the melodic metal that I really enjoy. This is the kind of power metal that I like. It's not to lose it again of what's deep in your heart. I wish an anime would actually hire Love Bites to do a non-thrash song. So Love Bites does have one anime OP. Uh, it's called Winds of Transylvania, and it is like super thrashy. It is not melodic. It is not easy listening. Yeah, I feel like a lot of their melodic songs would be great either for like an opening or an ending. Like Under the Red Sky, for instance, the song that they always play as the final encore, that song sounds like a season or series finale theme song. You were able to reach places you shouldn't be able to, like out of bounds clipping. They originally wanted us to do like a speed run race, uh, but I don't know if I'll be able to set one up. My favorite is these like back and forth solos and then the harmonizing guitars. It's just so satisfying. I think any metal band that has two guitarists, they should always take advantage of being able to do harmonizing solos and harmonizing leads. I don't know if I'll ever get tired of that. It just when it's done right, it is straight up like an eargasm. And her patterning on her dress is just so complicated. Oh no. All right. It's like, why did my original sketch have everything so shaped differently? The proportions on her entire, like, the silver wing. Oh my goodness. Well, that's why we're solving this now and not, like, late into the painting, huh? I are a good artist. Yeah. First day of work after vacations. Ooh, imagine having any artistic skill. You have no no idea what I'm saying. So proportions, right? Proportions is what I'm talking about. So like this entire shoulder pad I had drawn super big, but when you go back to the reference screenshot on the actual character design, it needs to be smaller because certain lengths of the shoulder design will correspond to certain points on her dress, right? And that's what I'm using to gauge, okay, well, is my overall scale or size of the shoulder pads correct based on where it ends up lining up with the other parts of the dress? That's what I'm talking about. In other words, we made the shoulder pads too big. No such thing as too big shoulder pads. Just make them bigger, paint them red, add more spikes. Some of y'all know what I mean. And I think for some of this additional patterning, I'm not even going to draw the detail version of. I'm just going to uh, do placeholder sketches. Because once we go in with color, we'll just paint the details as and we'll do it live. So this would be an example of Love Bites as like thrash songs, right? Where very much like has like a uh Slayer-ish sound. It's not very melodic. It's, it would be the musical equivalent of like monochromatic. I guess that would be the analogy. I don't think anybody nowadays really does go out of their way to just listen to thrash, do they? I think for me, thrash is kind of like an acquired taste where it's like I'll listen to one song, one or two songs, I'll be like, yep, that's enough. Like like when you play Raining Blood on Guitar Hero 3, after you're done playing that song, you're just like, yep, it's enough. Definitely not easy listening. Well, the only one stocking thing is that's just going for like super asymmetrical design. I I don't mind asymmetry, but sometimes the only one leg stocking is like or asymmetrical shoes. I think those are the times that drives me insane in a bad way. Like it drives me mad. I'm upset that there's asymmetrical shoes. And Tezetsu Bros like with the skin tight apparel, it's part of that is how they're circumventing the censorship because I think they actually have like guidelines regarding how much skin can be shown in those character designs. So a lot of that goes back to that. Now, despite the main parts of the song being very thrash, this solo is like super melodic. I think Miho was the one that was like super into Slayer and the thrash sound, but I think Midori and Miyako enjoy playing it. I don't know that they're necessarily like out of their way super into it, but I know they have fun playing it. My general impression is that Miyako generally favors like the more melodic stuff though. All right, so this next song is called Shadow Maker. Um, again, very kind of like monochromatic in terms of the main chorus melody. And you can kind of hear it here, right? It's kind of flat sounding. Not flat in the musical note terms, but like it goes up and but it stays kind of within a very limited scope. But the solo in this song is amazing. Just wait till the solo. Oh my god. Fenris art streams where I just geek out about heavy metal. Yui, hello. HOF. Only on her Time Runner skin. The base outfit for HOF has is probably one of the most like symmetrical designs that they've come up with in a long time. And they only use the asymmetrical parts for like the cape, you know. Yeah, I was actually very surprised how symmetrical they went with on base Flame Scion. Oh, I turned the volume down because you guys couldn't hear my voice. How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Did anybody listen to Megadeth's most recent work? I know they released an album recently and or within the last 2 years, and I don't think I actually ever listened to it all the way. I should because I really like Kiko Loureiro, but I feel like in a lot of ways I feel like Megadeth kind of stifles his creativity. Not necessarily stifle, but it's like because he actually posted a video where he was like, yeah, working within Megadeth, like I'm forced to flex my creativity within the scope, a limited scope. So I'm forced to be more creative. But it's like it's not naturally him. You know, it's him working within Dave Mustaine's musical system. And he's versatile enough to be able to do it, but damn. I just want him to put out another solo album. Any Megadeth fans? Dude, this whole section is just gonna be a pain to paint because it's like Tangent City. It's like an illustrator's nightmare. Tangents everywhere. A real leak or China server? Models? No, don't. Well, links are blocked, but don't post anything that isn't already live, or at least a public beta test on CN. So if it's something that Marissa or Wyvern have covered, like it's an official news post that they've already translated, then that's okay in the future content stuff. 731 9 deaths? Which boss? What's the bracket? You like Dave Mustaine? I enjoy it's funny. When you when you hear Kiko Loureiro's interviews about his favorite era of Megadeth and why he's such a big Megadeth fan, he always goes back to the Rust in Peace era. It's like with Marty Friedman. And so for me, Rust in Peace was definitively my favorite Megadeth album. Uh, kind of like like if I were to say Iron Maiden, what's your favorite Iron Maiden album? Power Slave, because I listened to Power Slave a lot when I was in high school. One of my friends had a copy of the album, let me borrow the disc, and Aces High, Aces High. You went to see Megadeth 20 years ago? Oh my God. I don't see myself being able to go to concerts as much these days. Like, well, obviously pandemic and everything, but I don't know. Yeah. Oof. Duo Elites 270 Masters Red Lotus. Damn. Nice. Nice, Yui. As a short person, it's amazing when you can get a VIP ticket and get up front. The last two concerts that I went to was Carly Rae Jepsen, which was a kind of a big venue, but I had a VIP ticket, so I went all the way up front. I was front row, standing room only, front row. Um, and then Tony McAlpine, it was a more local venue, so a smaller venue. So there was a lot more room to like try to move to the front, and so I managed to get up close. I was kind of in front of where the keyboard was, near where the keyboardist was playing. That was actually a really amazing tour that Tony McAlpine put on because obviously for a solo artist like himself, he's hiring session musicians to be on tour with him. But like one of the what he ended up doing was he hired a band or he for his support, he got a band that was like a progressive instrumentalist band. Uh prog power metal shred fusion, right? And so when the band was playing, the drummer and the keyboardist would stay on stage to support him, which was insane, and the bassist too, which is nuts. That's double duty. That's crazy. Anyways, I the drive back from the Carly Rae concert was kind of where I was kind of like, I think I'm done going to concerts. It was a great show though. Both of those shows were just really good. What was it? Generation Axe played in my city at the end of 2018. So I got to see Steve Vai and Yngwie Malmsteen there. Was it Steve Vai, Yngwie, Nuno Betancourt, Zach Wild, Tosin Abasi was there too, but I missed his set. I got the line to get in the venue took so long that by the time I finally got in, I think Tosin's set was like right at the end of his set. So that kind of sucked because that show they didn't have, they didn't have any support. It was just that was the show, all five guitarists. I wonder if 4K is even going to be enough resolution for this canvas. I feel like I need to go bigger, but I also feel like going bigger is not going to make enough of a difference. Time check. 3 p.m. All right. Well, what's our uptime? Uh, 1 hour. I guess we'll work 15 minutes more. We'll go 15 minutes more. Let me wrap up this face area. Addicted. Evaluation sinks deep into my skin. Uh, I like QS. I think I struggled with QS up until I had my 6-star Hawk of the Fog. And then suddenly QS became fun once I realized I could paralyze build brute force my way through 80% of it. It was dumb fun, you know? Because all the way up through elites, I would just triple DPS and just like triple DPS spam, QTE spam my way. Which is kind of fun in its own way. It was really funny last year when it's funny to say that it's last year when Ignite Weather first came out, and I was like, Red Lotus. I wonder if I could triple DPS QTE spam the Ignite Weather, and it worked. Back in those temperatures. I think I made her face to young Bronya and not big Bronya. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, her nose was too high. There we go. Void Ranger Kiana, good times. Good times. I remember there was a point when people were like, "Yeah, you could use Void Ranger. I mean, you could do Void Drifter." And I had no idea that, that was for MA. So I was like, "All right, whatever. I'll just fight DXY with Void Ranger because the stupid horse moves around too much." Or like HOV, I would fight with Void Ranger because she teleports. And every time she teleports, especially when she did her time lock bubbles, I would just switch to VR and just start pew pewing. Yeah. All right, we'll figure out the hair once we start rendering. Um, I think what I'll end up doing is I'll just turn the opacity down and we'll just paint over this. Um, so in the end, this is all prep work too. Uh, I think I might just do like a light gray base layer underneath all of this, and we'll paint on top of that gray layer, I think. Didn't we just listen to MDO? Henri. Henri. He's a Dark Souls streamer now. Can't follow any more of the meta. Yeah, no, the meta staying up to date with the meta is still like it's exhausting. You don't have to stay with the meta though. You could uh just play your own meta. Come up with your own stuff. Man, why is Otto Schmidt so damn good? Otto Schmidt is a shining example of how to like have a very good shape language design in his drawings, and he's just so damn fucking good. Ugh. You pushed yourself. It's like you fall on the ground. Why'd you push me? All right, let's play. Let's play the song. Gave a candy and Zetsu made a rocket out of it. Last song. All right. Where's my stylus? Remember, name your layers so you don't lose them. Yeah, this song is definitely the big final battle at the end of a series. How much of the hair flows off to the side? A lot. A lot of the hair flows off to the side. Well, this is kind of awkward because it overlaps a bit with the shape of the shoulder pads. Kind of hides the shoulder pad shapes. God, I love this song. This song is so damn good. Ugh! I don't know. I'll figure this part out. We'll figure out the pistol later. I think that's gonna be it for now for the art stream. I'll be back in probably 15 to 30 minutes. Back upstairs and we'll do our regular daily grind. Thanks for being here. Okay. See you all.